Welcome to Timeless Technology. This is Sony Xperia X, a phone that has no reason to exist. I used this phone for 3 weeks and I still haven't found a reason to pick it over the last year's Sony Xperia Z5, of which I was quite a big fan. It costs more, yet it doesn't bring anything to the table to justify its €600 price tag. So what's the point? Basically, it is a middle-class phone with high-end price tag. Powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 650, a chipset that can be found in Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 Pro, it is proving to be quite a tough sell not only against, for example, Galaxy S7, which is in a similar price bracket, yet provides a better display, better camera and better performance, but also the previous model, the Z5. Let's start with the design, which in my opinion is a downgrade. Instead of a glass back like in the previous models, the X series starts fresh with an aluminum back. I really dislike it because it doesn't feel as nice as the matte glass on the Z5. It might sound weird, but on the touch the aluminum back feels a bit hollow, empty. It's hard to explain what I mean without feeling it yourself. The biggest disappointment is the fact that this phone isn't water resistant anymore. We lost the water resistance for what exactly? Don't get me wrong, Xperia X is still a beautiful phone, but the Z5 was just prettier and more practical. The only good thing about this phone's design that I can think of is now you have one glass surface less to worry about when dropping the phone. I actually enjoyed using this phone when I forced myself to forget about the price tag. If it was priced at 250, 300 euros, this would have been a great phone. The screen has nice colors and good viewing angles, the sound chip is great and the front-facing speakers are reasonably loud. The chipset, Qualcomm Snapdragon 650, is pretty capable and didn't lag or stutter at everyday tasks. But that's the problem! At 600 euros, I don't want pretty capable. I want it to be excellent. Same thing about battery. It is, again, a quite big downgrade. And while it didn't struggle to endure until the evening, the Z5 often lasted even 2 days. At least the stamina mode that was missing in Lollipop is back in Marshmallow. The camera is kinda sorta meh. One thing I'll give to it, it is pretty fast, both at opening and at image capture. The photos that I took with it are pretty good, not at a level at which the Galaxy S7 or LG G5 are operating, but pretty passable. The colors are pretty true to life, however, the detailing is hit or miss. The biggest selling point of this camera is the motion tracking autofocus. However, unless I'm doing something wrong, it isn't as precise as I'd like. One thing that I absolutely love, not only about this phone in particular, but all Sony devices, is the dedicated camera button. It is amazing and I wish that other companies would include it as well. So yeah, as I said, a €300 phone with a €600 price tag, with nothing to justify it. At least the software is pretty good. Sony's Android skin is the closest thing to stock Android without being stock Android. It is fast, clean and responsive, even though it has some pre-installed bloatware, such as Sony's countless apps or AVG antivirus. I mean, really. Thankfully, you can swiftly uninstall it all. Not just disable, but uninstall. Download the stock Android theme, install Google Now Launcher, and you have basically a Sony Nexus. However, when I buy a €600 phone, it would be nice to not get bloody ads in the notifications. In conclusion, I will say again the same thing I've been saying the whole review. This phone is grossly overpriced, and not only you can find many better phones at the same price, including the last year's Sony phone, you can also find better phones at much lower price point. This is a pointless phone. Or is it? I've got a theory on how this phone came to be. Sony has a higher end model called X Performance, which is also disappointing, but that's beside the point. That has a water resistant body, a Qualcomm A20 chipset and a bigger battery. My theory is that Sony made this Xperia X underwhelming and overpriced on purpose to make the X Performance look like a better deal in comparison. Like, you know these file hosting sites where it gives you an option to download either for free or pay for a premium account. The free download is painfully slow to make the premium account look more appealing. So yeah, I think this is what's happening with Sony Xperia X. Sorry for going into a bit of a rant. Sony is one of my favorite phone brands, and this phone is very disappointing. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you know which button to press.